and welcome to my channel, Jamie Frank Colors. I'm Jamie, and today we're going to be coloring a fall-inspired picture from Romantic Country, The Third Tale. This is by Eriy. This is a cute book, and I'm excited to color this picture right here. Now, because this page is got a lot in it, sometimes I can get bogged down and too many colors get added and it can just get complicated. And I want to keep this simple, and so I've decided to use a color scheme or a palette. And the palette we're going to be using today is mustard yellows, dark yellows, orange, purple, some French grays, and some dark browns. And so I have pulled all of those colors from the Prismacolor Premier line, and I've put them in my little dish, and I'm going to try as hard as I can to stick to only the colors that I've put in here for this page. I've also went ahead and put a little swatch of each of my pencil. I started with just these, and I decided I wanted to add a few more. So I put those on so I can see what they are and reference them as we go. And it will help me edit my video later. So, speaking of which, everything I use will be up in this corner up here as I use it, as well as a list down below with any links that will help you find the tools and books that we use today. Alright, so let's get started. Let's start down with these little pumpkins down here. I'll color one or two pumpkins, and then you can go ahead and color the rest on your own so that we don't take all day at doing it. Alright, so I want something a little dark, a little orange. Grab some of these colors. I know I have a pumpkin orange in here that will be just right. Alright, so I'm going to start with Sunburst Yellow, and I'm going to put a light coating of Sunburst Yellow on this pumpkin. So this paper is off-white, it's not white, and the lines are not, I think the lines are great. A great thickness, I can see them, but they're not too thick or too dark. But this paper can be a little slick, and I noticed that this paper does better with a wax-based pencil like Prismacolors than they do with an oil-based pencil like the Polychromos. I have a hard time laying down those. And even my Pablos, I can get them to work, but because they do have oil, they're kind of a 50-50 kind of pencil, I find. I have a hard time laying them down on this paper. So we're going to stick with our Prismacolors today, so that we can get some nice color payout. Okay, so there's a light layer of that Sunburst Yellow on that pumpkin. Then let's grab this is Cadmium Orange. Let's start putting in some of those shadows. I love the fall weather. We don't get a ton of it here. We kind of jump from one day it's hot, the next day it's beautiful fall weather, the next day it's raining, and the next day we have a foot of snow on the ground. So we don't get a lot of it, and I do miss that and wish that we got more than we do. So if you live somewhere where you get a good fall season, I am envious. I'm just using light pressure. Nothing too strenuous. I don't want my hand to get tired. This can be fun to give yourself limitations on a picture, it makes you have to be a little more creative and color things in ways that maybe you wouldn't necessarily color them if you had your whole gamut of supplies to use. It's nice to stretch that creativity. Mo, my 3-year-old, he's downstairs playing. So if you can hear him, he's having a good time down there. Okay, now let's darken some stuff up. I want to let's take Poppy Red, and Poppy Red is more orange than it is red, and so I've added it into our color palette here. Even though the pencil says red, it's a very orangish red, so. Okay, last section, let's get this on there. All right, we're gonna add one more color, and this is Pumpkin Orange 1032, and this is just gonna add some depth right in the deepest, darkest shadow parts. So let's put it right up by that stem. And right down at the bottom of our pumpkin. find this one. Okay, let's add just a little bit on this side. Alright, let's do a little blending. Let's grab our Cad Orange, our cadmium orange, and let's go over the darkest areas and then start fading it out, blending that color together. This is going to be a nice orange pumpkin. Okay, then let's go back to that first color that we used, the Sunburst Yellow, and we are going to blend this out. So go right in there. I'm using a medium pressure this time to blend everything together. Oh, it's nice to just sit down and enjoy some coloring. I grew up on a fruit farm. Peaches, grapes, apples, raspberries, and my grandmother talked me into taking grapes this week, and so I have been juicing grapes, and I've got to make jelly still. Oh, and it's nice to just relax for a few minutes, do some coloring. You can put as much of that yellow shine as you want. If you want to cover it up some more and put some more orange in there, you can. Ton of variations with these colors we have picked. I think I'm going to grab just a little bit more Cad Orange just to put in there a little bit. Take it down just a bit. See that? Yeah, I like that. Now we haven't picked any greens, and so we're going to use brown on the stem. Now they're kind of a lightish brown color. I think I'm going to use light umber, and then I'm going to use some of this French gray. Let's see here. Let's use 50% French gray. And light umber, and then maybe a little yellow ochre. Where's our yellow ochre? There we go. Alright, so let's put some yellow ochre on the stem. And then let's grab light umber. And then there's 50% French gray to blend that together. Beautiful. All Alright, and back to our yellow ochre. Get it a little. Awesome. Alright, let's do this jack-o'-lantern looking one. Perfect. Alright. I'm just going to grab a black pen. This is the Precise Rolling Ball from Pilot. And it's just what I have handy, and I'm just going to color in that dark. You could use a fine liner, micro pen, or a Posca paint pen if that's what you have close by. It's just what I have sitting next to me. Now it's sitting on some grass here. Let's take Jasmine. Let's put in some of this straw that it's sitting on. Okay, let's grab that light umber, put it in the shadows. Okay, then let's take yellow ochre, blend that out a little bit. And then back to that jasmine. All right. We have just a little piece done of our picture, but go ahead and finish all your pumpkins and your grass, and then we'll take a look at what should be done next. All right, we've got our pumpkins done. So to give them a little bit of variety, I did leave these ones a little more yellow, made these ones a little darker just to give some variety. But it looks great. I used all the same colors that I used on the ones I showed you, and same with their stems. And for some cohesion, let's see if this can... So now let's get some of the wood in the background. I'm going to zoom in on this and we'll show you one, and then you can do one on your own. Okay. So we have this beam that goes down behind the corn, down to here, and then a shelf here and a little bit of a shelf here. So let's do that. We're going to pull the espresso, the dark brown, and the light umber for this. Let's start with the espresso, and we're going to put in any shadows that might need. So behind this corn. Even though this is going to be dark, I am using a light pressure. Right underneath the roof. Okay. We're going to come back and do behind these pumpkins. And then the illustrator has given us these lines, so we're going to put this espresso right over the top of them. I'm going to use light pressure and just kind of go, I'll show you down here, so that it goes out a little bit a ways from the line. I'm not making a hard line over it. I'm kind of shading over the top of it. Okay. Then while we're here, let's get this shelf. So we're going to do right there, right here, right here as well, on the side, and then I'm going to put it right at the along the bottom. Okay. Alright, then we're going to go to our dark brown, which is going to be a little lighter than the espresso. And we're going to go over the top of the espresso and then bring it out a little further. So get in those shadows first, right over the top of the espresso, and then shade it out. Light pressure. Look how far back I'm holding my pencil. If I'm up here, it's tight and I'm gonna get I'm gonna indent the paper in a really sharp line, and I want this to be light and blended. So I'm holding my pencil back farther. I'm not applying pressure. My hand's not gonna get fatigued. It'll be great. All right. Then we need to blend, go over the top of these lines and bring that color out even further. My camera just died and the shutter closed when it died, and the sound of the shutter closing about scared the bejeebus out of me. I just jumped out of my skin. Whew. Heart's racing. My goodness. Too many. I've been watching too many drama shows, you know? Whew, okay. Scared me. So this is still that dark brown going over the top of the espresso and feathering out from it. Okay. Looking good. I'm going to bring this up just a little bit. All right. Okay, then we're going to take light umber and do the same thing. This time we're pretty much filling in the paper. So, still light pressure. Okay. Make sure everything is covered there. Great. Now we're going to take Jasmine, which is our lightest color that we have pulled. We're going to use it to blend. So this time I'm going to press a little bit, fill in the tooth of that paper. Okay, and then right along this shelf, we want to do the same thing. And this little tiny shelf here. Not much to it. Alright, so just want to go ahead and do that to this side as well. Right here, this is like a blanket or tapestry, some sort of curtain. So that's not wood grain, but right here is, and just do the same that we did over here. I'm looking at this and I'm seeing, what am I seeing down here? Maybe this being this part of the same structure and same shelf. So let's go ahead and do that one. Okay, looking good. So we'll just do those same colors over here. And then we have these, I don't know, it almost looks like a two-tiered dresser type thing, you know? They kind of go together, but they don't match this back here. So let's do them a little bit different, but still using browns. So let's see what we've got that we can make it a little different. Okay, let's try this. So let's grab Sepia. Let's go in the shadows of this. Right there, behind, along the bottom there. Basket, okay, and then here. We're gonna get underneath there, and then behind these pumpkins. Okay. And let's grab 90% French gray and we'll shade out Okay. All right, then let's grab 50% French Gray. Blend that out. Okay. So we're going to take 30%, blend it out. Okay, then go ahead and do this dresser the same. And then we'll do something else. Looking great. Okay, I am back. I've got all our pumpkins done and the wood done. Whew. It's a new day. I painted my nails so that I was juicing grape juice and I think I stained like underneath my nails, and so they looked so dirty, and anyway, so I painted them. It's Saturday, so my kids are floating around, so that's fun. But we will do some more of this picture. I'm also juicing apples now, so that's exciting. Lots of that fall stuff. So let's take a look at, we've got some corn up here, we have some peppers, and then the roof. So let's see what we're doing with those. I'm still trying to keep with my color scheme and not add anything new. So let's take Pale Vermillion, 921. Let's base coat these peppers. Just lightly. I like the paper in these books. I feel like colors blend really well in this book. Well, the Prismacolors blend really well. I have a hard time laying down the polychromos or even the Pablos on this paper, but the Prismas work great, and I feel like I can be a little bit messy and it all blends together, so no worries. Okay, so that lays down that color. Then we're going to grab the pumpkin and put in some shadows. So let's get at the top of the peppers. Okay, and then let's take Poppy Red, which is a very orange red. And we're going to leave a highlight, so we don't want to cover all of it up. We want to, but I do want this on there. Okay, and then we're going to go back to that pale vermilion and we're going to blend it all together. Okay, there we go on those peppers. And then let's look at this corn over here. And I don't have any bright yellows in my color scheme. Sorry, my goodness. My stomach's jumping a little bit. So I'm going to use Jasmine for a little base coat. Okay, and then we're going to use light umber to put in some shadows. And I'm seriously like just scribbling this on. Like I said, this paper blends so well. Okay. I feel like it's been a while since Eriy has released a coloring book. I'm curious to know if they're gonna make, if she's gonna do any more, or if 3 is it. I'll have to see if I can find some information on that. Okay, and then we're gonna use yellow ochre and put that, scribble that on there on top of that light umber. Okay, and then let's take that jasmine and we're just gonna smooth it out. Put everything together. Okay, now corn husks here are green when they first come off the plant, but they do go a brownish yellowish color as they dry. So since green isn't part of our color scheme, let's try to do them more of that yellowish color, but we want it to be a little different than the corn itself. But let's start with jasmine and just put a base coat. Okay, and then that light umber, just because that does help with the shadows. Okay. Then let's grab Goldenrod. Darken it up a little bit. I mean, this is our world. We can make them blue for all anybody cares. But I don't want them blue. That's not part of our color scheme. And then this is the Jasmine again to blend it all together. Okay, let's do that one more time. So Jasmine. Light Umber. And the shadow. Then Goldenrod. And then Jasmine again to blend it all together. Awesome. Okay, liking that. Leave that out for myself. Then let's look at this roof. So I'm putting down a base coat of French Gray 50%. I've got a paper here just to scribble on. It's just a paper I was taking notes on when I was doing something else. Okay. Make sure you get the sides of them. Alright, then we're going to take Sepia and we're going to put that on the ends. I really am scribbling and then I will blend it later. Wood has a lot of grain and texture, and so I'm not too concerned. So we just need to pick a side. So I think here will be a shadow because they kind of overlap, but they're not, don't uniformly line up. Alright, so I'm just kind of putting shadows where I kind of think it looks like there's shadows. Okay. Alright, then I'm going to take dark umber and kind of come out. I'm going to put some texture in there. Just some lines. And then I'm going to do that with Spanish orange as well. Just put some lines in there. Okay, so we've got all those lines. If you want any more of the brown lines or anything to stand out, just put them in there. Or more yellow. Okay, then we're going to take our 50% French Gray and we're going to kind of blend out where the shadows are. So put a shadow here, so I'm going to blend that out. And then maybe along the bottom of it. And then I want to make make sure I blend out the ends. Okay, so all of the ends, just go ahead and do that. I woke up just a little bit congested this morning. I hope it hasn't altered my voice too much. It's just the change in seasons. And it's that time of month for me. I'm on my period and I was really emotional yesterday, so that didn't help the congestion either. So I don't do it every month, but every once in a while I get one that's just really bad and really emotional. So that was yesterday. I feel a lot better today though, so just feeling a little congested. Alright, blending out those shadows. Anything we want a little darker. Maybe put a little on this one here. Maybe right here. Just do what you like. Okay, then we're going to take 30% French gray and we're going to finish blending this out. So I'm adding a little bit of pressure this time. Blending it out. I do get a little bit of speckling with this paper, but I really don't, it doesn't bother me. I haven't found a way to really burnish it away. It's just kind of the texture of the paper. And I just kind of see it as part of the look of this coloring book. So I'm not going to worry too much about it. They don't bother me. Help with the rustic feel of it. Alright, so that blends that roof out. Looking good. Awesome, so we have this wagon wheel that I think maybe we'll use the same colors we used on the roof just to bring that together. And then this basket I want to be a little lighter in color, more yellows. So let's zoom in and do those. So let's go ahead, I don't know if I'll do this whole wheel, but let's do some of it. Let's base coat it with French gray. Behind these squash. Okay, let's do that much. Let's take the sepia, oh goodness, and get in the shadows. Right out of the spoke there. Okay, and then behind the squash. think that's actually tablecloth, so we're gonna leave it. Okay. Okay. Then let's grab the dark umber and put some of this in there. Just scribble it on there. Alright, some good scribble there. Then let's do the same thing with the Spanish orange. Just scribble it on there a little bit, give it some warmth. Okay, then go back to that 50% French gray and let's blend out the darker areas that we want. Alright, let's put this kind of on the inside of the wheel. Bend that a little bit. Alright, then we're going to take the, what is this, 30%. Oh, well that didn't work, did it? Okay, let's try again. Okay. There we go. Alright, so finish the rest of your wheel there. Alright, let's look at this basket. So let's use Jasmine. filler in there. Okay, let's get this one. Okay, then let's grab dark umber and put in some shadow right there under the lip of the basket. And then behind this sign. Okay. And along this one. Okay, that was dark umber. And then let's grab light umber. And we'll shade it out. I'm going to go down, I'm going to go across the side of this basket right here. There. Okay. And then shade this out a little bit. Go on this side as well. It's hard to color in that ditch. It just gets them in there. Let's put a little here and here. And then let's also get back here this color. Okay, and then let's get right there. Okay. Do the same there. Go along the bottom on this one too. Okay, then let's grab Goldenrod. Let's go yellow ochre instead. Let's just do yellow ochre. Okay. Not that dark. Go across the bottom, do the same thing. Alright, and let's get I'm going to try to smash this paper down a little bit so I can get in here. Get in there. Okay. Alright, then let's blend it all together with the jasmine. Alright, so there's the basket. And then I have these. I think they're either onions or garlic. I don't know. But I thought we'd use the 30% French Gray and the Lilac. I tried to just give them some color. So here's the 30% French Gray. Just put a light layer down. And then put the lilac on the, coming from the center of the top and the center of the bottom. Okay, and then take that 30% French again and just blend it out. I'm trying to keep the center a little bit lighter, so not too much pressure. Okay, so here's how our picture is looking. Alright, so we've got some things in jars back here, and these gourds or squash or something here, and then there's some sort of liquid in these bottles over here. So let's see what we can... Alright, let's take a little goldenrod onto these pears, just in kind of the shadow. Just kind of gonna do these rough and quick. Okay, and then yellow ochre. Okay, and then some jasmine. Okay. These look like they could be oranges, maybe? So let's grab orange. Spanish orange. Okay, so let's put down some Spanish orange. Just check on my kiddo in a second here. He's getting whiny. Okay, this is mineral orange. Okay. Go in there a little bit. And then orange. I'm coming, just a minute. And then back to that Spanish orange. Should give that a little color on the label. Okay, what else do we think we got here? We've got maybe some plums and some grapes, I don't know. Let's try adding some colors for those. Let's see, here is a black grape. Maybe that'll work good for shadows. Okay, and then here's some dark purple. Okay, and then let's take lilac and just blend those out. Okay, it's starting to feel a little difficult to stay within our chosen color scheme here, but we're gonna keep trying. Let's take dark brown, the shadow these. Just kind of color, okay, and then let's take maybe the black grape. Put some color in there. Let's put that color right there too. Okay, and then let's grab some violet. Gonna blend those out with violet. Kind of pretend they're plums. Let's take that dark purple just to put on the These are cone shaped. I don't know what they're supposed to be. We have this one. Maybe it could be, I don't know, this one here. One of them could be carrots. Let's do this up here kind of as a carrot. Alright, so let's grab pale vermilion and kind of scribble it on there. And then let's grab some goldenrod, scribble on there. I don't want these looking too clean. And then let's take, what's this one? Yellowed orange. And blend it out. Maybe there's some baby carrots in there. Okay, let's just put that color right there. Alright. Good. Now, no idea what these could be. Or these. Well, we'll just put some color on them, right? Alright, let's take Spanish orange. We'll scribble some of that on there. Okay, and some yellow ochre. And some jasmine to blend it out. Okay. And then let's do these ones up here, these triangles. Let's take light umber. Let's scribble some of that on there. Okay, and then let's take some Spanish orange. Let's scribble some of that on there. Alright, let's take some goldenrod. And some jasmine. Okay, and we'll just use goldenrod to kind of put some color on those triangles. And down here, we'll just use some yellow ochre. Okay, so that kind of gives us our jars. Let's take a little black. Let's put it in here. Just shadow. Okay. Then let's take espresso. Okay, and then let's take 30% French gray to blend it out. Okay, so these ones back here are going to be fairly dark. They're in the shadows. Alright, let's come over to these jars over here and let's get their lids. So this is 70% French gray. We're going to do these gray. Okay, and then let's take 50% French gray. Okay, and then here is the 30%. Alright, now we need a little juice in these jars. So let's start with some Dioxazine Purple in these jars. Put it right at the bottom. And, oh my goodness, he's whiny. Already checked on him once. He's fine. He's just whiny. Alright, then let's take dark purple. We're gonna just lightly making some grape juice here. Okay, then let's take lilac and blend it out. Oh, that looks like a bright grape juice here. So let's do these gourds really quick. Oh, and then I'll go, I don't know what with him. Alright, let's lay down a Spanish orange. Okay, then Goldenrod. And yellow ochre. And then Spanish orange. Then let's take light umber A little ochre. Blend that out. There we go. And let's take Spanish orange and a little white umber. Get right there. Alright, we have this little duck. Let's make him beautiful. Let's put a little orange on his beak. And then a little pale vermilion. Oh, beautiful. And a little more orange. Yeah, he's just pretty right there. Okay, and then he's gonna be yellow. So let's take, what's this? Let's take Sunburst Yellow and put it on him. There we go. Yeah. Okay. And then let's take Jasmine and blend him out. Let's take a little orange on his little webbed foot right there. And then let's have him wear a little violet. So let's take Dioxazine Purple and put down his across the top there. Okay, and then let's take violet. And a little lilac just to blend. All right. Your little blending with that. All right. Looking good.